In this video, we will look at recent insider transactions for Warner Bros. Discovery. An insider is usually a company employee who has an inside knowledge of the company, and as a result, he has to disclose that information within 3 days after the purchasing or selling the shares. So we will use this information to determine if there are meaningful purchases. For example, a director can buy the shares in marketing purposes, so it's more like a marketing gesture. On the other hand, if the company's employee buys a significant position in the company, it may be an indicator that the company is undervalued. So I have made a similar video in the past. After that, there were many more insider transactions, so I decided to update the video with the new information. So let's get started. First of all, if you want to get updates about Warner Bros. Discovery, you can subscribe to the channel by pressing the subscribe button under the video. You will not miss a single new video. Okay, I got several questions how to get the information about the insider transactions, and basically there are 3 ways to do that. The easiest way is just to go to Dataroma. If you press on the company, you can see at the bottom of the page all the insider transactions. But this information is limited. For example, you can see the total number of shares the insider owns. So usually I use this information as a starting point. The other 2 options is to go to investor relations of the company, or you can search the sec.gov directly using the Edgar search. Usually using the sec.gov gives you the most information. An important piece of info is that it gives you the information about the total stake the insider has. Okay, why are we even trying to use this information? Well, imagine that a person is working for a company and he's buying the shares with inside knowledge of the company and the industry also. And the company's employees are obligated to file with SEC if they are buying or selling the shares. So I believe this is a very important piece of info. I also believe that there are many purchases that are made only for marketing purposes, only to show publicly confidence in the company. So it's more like marketing gesture. So it's very important to separate the purchases that are made for marketing purposes and purchases that are made when insider really believes that the shares are going up. Okay, I have collected all the data in the table. So we can see the info about the insider, date of the transaction, so when he purchased the shares, at what price he purchased the shares, what was the value of the purchase, so it's the price times the number of shares, what was his total number of shares after the purchase, so the shares he bought and the shares he had before, what was the value of the total number of shares, and the last field tells us what was the increase in percentages compared to his overall position. So you can get almost all the data from Dataroma, but the total number of shares isn't available there. So I got the total number of shares from sec.gov. And I believe this is a very important piece of info because it's telling us what was the increase in percentages compared to his overall position. Okay, when I first made the video, only the bottom third of the data was available. So we saw only one significant insider purchase, more than 20%. After that, there were significant purchases in May and August. So we can see several major purchases, more than 10% compared to the overall position, from President International and several directors. For example, President International has his position close to 4 million, and he increased his position by more than 10%. The question is 4 million a large amount for the President International? For example, for David Zaslav, who has a compensation close to 250 million, an increase of only 1 million, I believe isn't a significant amount. It will be really great to have the compensation field in this table, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find all the data for all the directors, so only for several directors. If you know where to find all the info, please write in the comments below. It will be really great to compare that to their compensation. So it's a really great way to improve this information. So we can see several meaningful purchases at 19, 18, and 14. So I believe this may be an indicator that management believes that the company is undervalued. Okay, during the last 4 months, we saw several minor purchases from the top management of Warner Bros. Discovery. For example, the company's CEO purchased 1 million worth of shares. I believe this is a small amount for the company's CEO if we compare that to his overall stake in the company, and more importantly, his compensation of $250 million. So I believe 1 million worth of shares isn't a large amount for the company's CEO, David Zaslav. But we also saw several major purchases. So this may be not only a marketing gesture, but an indicator that management believes that the shares are undervalued. So we saw their purchases at $19, $18, and $14 level. Also, if you want to know more about the recent quarterly report of Warner Bros. Discovery, here's the video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you can do this by pressing the subscribe button right here. You will not miss a single new video. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.